So this is how I'm going to do this video. I'm recording myself over gameplay that I've recorded pretty much before October, and that's going to be, you're going to be listening to me doing this, so again, there's a lot of preparation that goes into this. I just want to introduce that to you in the first 15 seconds, but again, for the most part, Brad Valentine, which is the name of this boss, is the hardest fight in Miasma C, for good reason. I think he has around 895 HP, do upwards of 900 HP, and I got that from looking back at this recording and basically recording every single time I did damage, and then adding that up. So again, I want to say around 890, 895 HP, which means you're in for quite a time. Preparation for this fight is not anything low. You can't go in. Most people say minimum, if I were to look at advice online, say minimum level 15, but the reason for that is that every 5 levels, when you reach level 5, 10, 15, 20, you get to 1 heart, so that's another padding of HP that you have. So Godo has around 13 HP, but with 4 hearts, he effectively has 65. And then you have medical sprays that grant you a heart back. So you want to, again, preparing a lot of healing items, preparing aroma tablets, mixed herbs as much as possible. And if you go into this fight, you can probably make this fight work with Sachi as the book carrier, but Sachi and Daiki and Yurie, I'm sorry, Sachi, where did Sachi go? Oh no, yeah, Yurie and or Daiki in this fight are probably just going to die. Not only are they kind of squishy, their sanity is not the highest, so yeah. So, again, yeah, a lot of mixed herbs, a lot of, I think there's bleeding, but you want to carry bigger healing items if at all possible. I don't think I ever really use, if I do use a bandage, maybe so, but yeah, I just go out all out attacking here. And doing this on hard difficulty is also probably a big no-no. I don't doubt, I would believe someone if they said that they did it, but, yeah, it's quite a hard endeavor to do on normal mode already, and it's not like you get anything more from doing it, so a lot of grinding involved from level 15 to 20. I think the fastest way that I did is to grind Mother Plant and then just restart. There are other ways to make that easier for yourself, but yeah, there's a lot of grinding involved. Again, so at level 20, you have 4 hearts. Since the MC can be built, it's probably built with all the achievement bonuses, except for the Brad Valentine achievement, then the MC should be able to survive anyway. Or it should be a very reliable party member, but here, also in preparation is to take at bare minimum the protection spell. So getting that, being able to get that book for the protection spell, which is a AoE wide defense buff for your party members, is quite important. Even if it's only 10 to 20% mitigation tops, that's a lot over the span of trying to do like hundreds of HP's worth of damage. Again, upwards of 900 HP to Brad Valentine. You don't need to target the boss, but again, I'm just here to give my experience, and at least to show that I've done it at a minimum. My little resume of what I've done. But it's no small amount of XP. Again, minimum, I think most people, if I were to look at advice, guides, tips online, say to be at minimum 15, which is certainly possible. I think I was like 100 HP short if I were to think on how close I was at minimum. But 4 hearts definitely gives you a healthy health pool to survive the HP attacks, which are probably going to be, if you're level 15, are going to be the your first line of dying to this boss. Right after that will be sanity management, which is why you need aroma tablets. If you need more, probably like big sanity healing items, but really, you shouldn't need more, and that's why Godo and Mamoru are preferred, because they have high sanity pools regardless. And Mamoru has the mental recovery skill. The MC can use it too, like I said, but your MC should be more complementing whoever you bring. So in this case, I think my Brad, who is the MC, who I named the MC for this run, is more DPS based. As you can see, Godo is using the axe, Mamoru is using the katana. I'm sure maybe I'm using the chainsaw, so I'm probably not even using Anagi. I think Anagi actually does less damage, question mark? But if that's not the case, again, you want to be super prepared, and even when you are prepared, you can still lose if you're not managing things correctly. So, but I would like to say, though, yeah, if you do have the time to grind and reach level 20, you're well rewarded for it for a much easier Brad Valentine fight. Before then, being level 15, 16 is, don't want to try that, but, I mean, if you can do it, it saves you more real-life time, because that's less grinding you have to do. So at the end of this video, I think I have a kind of a quick overview of my stats. It's not really long, so which will probably be the end screen. As you can see there, I have Godo using 2 books. I think one of them is maybe the DPS spell, but since you don't need to AoE or anything, you'd probably be only using the single target fire spell if you have the resources and time to DPS. Otherwise, Godo is just there reapplying protection. And then obviously you want to take at least 2 or 3, I think there's 3 magic stones? Or however many are given to you for free, as my mic pops for some reason. But, yeah, you want that extra, because you need to do at least 800 upwards of 900 HP in damage, and you don't have enough MP with simply 2 magic stones, unless maybe you make the MC do it. But Godo isn't exactly the fastest party member himself without his gun, and the gun obviously is not the highest damage weapon. Maybe it is here for Brad Valentine, but the point is that Godo not using a gun is one of the, if not the slowest party member to attack or act, so therefore Godo is the one here using spells. So, I think I do use that mental recovery, but it only works when you're insane, so I made it. Again, this is far beyond, even before my hard mode playthrough, maybe in the middle of my hard mode playthrough on this channel, but, okay, so I am using Brad is using Anagi, and that might actually be, why did I say it's less DPS? Either way, being prepared, as you can see, Mamoru or neither Godo nor Mamoru are using the chainsaw, which will probably be higher damage than the axe and or the katana, but can't use them, so. And let's see here, yeah, Brad, I think Brad is Brad here is on a damage, customized them for damage, so high dexterity, higher strength, but apparently not enough for the chainsaw, unless Anagi does more. That's why I equipped Anagi. Either way, you want to be doing a good amount of HP per turn, but I think 50 HP is a wishful thinking, because you will be healing turns, obviously, as your sanity increases, and as your HP lowers, you need to be spending healing items, so really you're only doing like 30 to 40 damage per turn, which is like nearly 30 to 40 turns, and why this fight can take 10-15 minutes if you're really not prepared. I think at this point, yeah, as you can see, my heart's already down to 2, my Maru's at 1, so kind of pressed for time here, but again, I think there are similar fights in the preceding games of this series, if I can say so, and that's all I'll say just to stay in line with the guidelines, unless that was too much. But yeah, so just a little lore here. Who is, I think, Brad Valentine, if we're moving on to the lore, the lore is that Brad Valentine was the first one, he's the one who was experimenting with the maidens or the maids, and he was trying to basically reach at power, and this is what he became. And now he needs his mortal flesh to basically emerge and lay ruin to the world. Can't be worse than the god lore-wise, but fight-wise, well, I mean, even then, the god of this game practically doesn't even retreat, it just leaves you be. But here Brad Valentine puts up a much bigger resistance, because it's his own life, and we're trying to stop him in his tracks, so. Where the god just can do whatever they want, Brad Valentine is Brad Valentine and trying to survive and return to the world. And we called him back because why not? Which I think you need to you need to be on New Game Plus to do so, but again, on your second playthrough, you're probably not prepared to fight Brad Valentine. So as I'm reaching the, I guess not end of the fight, but late phases to the end of the fight, again, if I were to think of it of using other characters, again, all you really have are your friends, pretty much. Sachi would probably be the book carrier, but I think she's not so great. And her sanity's okay, but I think it's her HP that she's squishy on. And then Daiki and Yurie obviously have very low max sanity levels. And then their HP is relatively high, relative to maybe, I think, Mamoru and maybe the MC if you make the MC squishier. But, either way, their sanity is the biggest problem anyway, so that's why I guess even with 4 hearts or being at level 20, it doesn't help. But again, I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying it's you make it a lot harder, because Godo is a lot tankier, both in HP and sanity, and Mamoru, while having less HP, has a higher sanity threshold and has free insanity healing for a couple of times with mental recovery, which makes them so useful. But again, then you have the MC, where again, without the Brad Valentine achievement, even then, with every other achievement or most other achievements, you can set the MC up to be the Mamoru of the Yurie, Daiki, and or Sachi lineup, so that you can take care of everyone's sanity with mental recovery. Again, the MC is very flexible. The problem is that for Yurie and Daiki specifically, their sanity being very low means you will be healing them off sanity. So, after a long time, we finally defeat Brad Valentine, who doesn't get the chance to retreat. He summons the hand, but with him, yeah, that's the defeat, and you've put a true end to the horrors of this mansion. The god being what it is, you know, more human error. Brad Valentine is, I guess, the true antagonist in terms of another opposing force. The god is technically an opposing force, but the human researchers did that to themselves. Yes, we're closing out the lore. But without further ado, that'll probably be the end of this. I'll show kind of what happens near the end here as we get to the end screen. But I didn't chance trying to fight the final boss, but here I am. I've done everything that's there in game, and I think that's all for now. So without further ado, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel long term, please subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.